Thanks for stopping by. I'm Sequoia from Sharon Sews, and if this is your first time joining me, welcome to my channel. I'm really excited you found your way here, and I'm really excited about today's vlog, which is a little bit different than what I usually do. I typically do like sew-alongs or pattern hacks, which is something I really enjoy. I currently have a series running where I'm upcycling or refashioning one garment per month and making a video about it. That's been a really exciting series, and it's only the third month of the year. But today we are talking about Frugal Frocks 2021. And this is the first time I was aware. I think this might be the first time this has actually happened. And it was kind of two friends, the Yorkshire Sew Girl and Frugal Alisa. They were kind of chatting back and forth and decided to open up this idea to tons of vloggers and kind of did an open call for anyone who wanted to join. And I was lucky enough to see that post and hop on board. So I have seen tons of new vloggers that I wasn't aware of who are doing fun things that I enjoy watching. So I hope you check everyone out. I'm going to link to you yesterday's video and today's video, or yesterday and tomorrow, sorry, so you can keep the tour going. But I hope you're enjoying the process. So let me give you like a quick explanation. Hopefully you haven't already watched it like 30 times. But if you're going through the tour, you probably have. But that's okay, because everyone has a little bit of different ideas going on. So the main idea of Frugal Frocks 2021 is to sew up a free pattern. And that free pattern can be maybe something given to you, something you're designing yourself, a free download, a pattern that came in a magazine. Maybe you cleaned out grandma's attic and she had a great stash of vintage patterns. As long as you didn't pay money for it, specifically the pattern, it counts for the frugal criteria. Now the frocks, we don't use that word so much here in the United States, so I'm not sure if I was the one who asked or finally someone else asked, but a frock, according to our UK friends who are putting this vlog tour together, means it has to be a dress. So if you didn't know, a frock is definitely a dress, so those are the requirements, a free dress. So in addition to those, a few other sewists have decided to like throw another twist in. Mine personally, I require that the free pattern for a dress must be plus size friendly. I'm a plus size sewist. It's very important to me that patterns are inclusive, and I get incredibly frustrated when a designer calls their pattern plus size when it's like a 40-inch waist. I'm not even sure, like what is that, like a 16 in ready to wear, 18 maybe? I'm not even sure, but that to me is not plus size. So all the patterns today are inclusive almost to a 57, 59 inch hip. I think my smallest one might be a 56-inch hip pattern, which is still fairly inclusive. For dresses, it's usually pretty easy to adjust for a hip curve. But for my criteria for my pattern, that's what I'm looking for. It has to be free, it has to be plus size friendly, and it has to be a dress. One other part of the frugal aspect of this is you cannot go buy fabric. You have to use fabric from your stash, something upcycled, recycled, something you already own. You've probably already paid for it, either ordering online, you found a good deal at the fabric shop, but you cannot go buy anything. So we have to dig deep in our stashes. Some of us have smaller stashes, and some of us may be guilty of a pretty large stash. And I have a pretty good stash. I'm a pattern tester. If you don't know me before viewing this video, I pattern test for maybe about 7 designers currently. I've worked for several pattern companies as a pre-tester, so I am kind of required to keep a good variety of fabric on hand, and I honestly shop endlessly for fabric. It's really a problem, but it's okay. It's working out well. I was able to select quite a few choices of options for my fabric from my stash for my free dress pattern. So those are everything we need to make sure we're covering. I think I've picked out a pretty good selection. What I've done today is I've picked out 5 patterns as possibilities for my dress. Everything is free. These are actually all pattern downloads from online. And I'm going to share all those links down below. A couple of them I've actually already sewn up and they're just wonderful patterns, but I want to make you aware. As I've been watching so many of the other videos, I've noticed that a lot of the other sewists have chosen woven dress patterns, which is awesome. I would love to say I have tons of woven dresses in my closet, but the fact is I really prefer knits. Like, they're more comfortable to me. I'm more comfortable wearing them. I'm more comfortable sewing them. But I picked out a few woven patterns I'm pretty excited about that I really like the look of. I have some great fabric options for them. So overall, I'm really excited to share my 5 possible choices with you. So let's get started and take a look at each one. When I first found Bella Sunshine Designs, I was super excited to be included on their size chart. They were just expanding. And I was welcomed into their group immediately, even though I had absolutely no clothing experience. I had never successfully sewn a garment. This is about 3 years ago. And they walked me through step by step so many things. Like, I asked such crazy questions that they were probably just like, what are we doing with this girl? But they still invite me when they do pattern tests. The thing I absolutely love about her patterns is she includes a full bust adjustment with all of her new patterns, which works out so well because it saves me the extra time of doing it and gets me such a better fit. And I think that's really what ready to wear clothing lacks. I guess the proportions of off the rack stuff is just not right for my body. I obviously have a fuller bust. I have a rounder belly, but I'm 5'1", so those things didn't add up very well. So I decided I was going to make my own clothes. And that's how I started with Bella Sunshine Designs. And their pattern, the Reagan Raglan, it's listed on their website. It has a price next to it, but if you join their Facebook group, there is a code to get that pattern for free, save you 14 bucks. And it's really an awesome pattern. I have a line drawing here to show you. It comes in a shirt option and a dress option, and a raglan is just kind of just is the sleeve type. It's completely attached to the neckband at the shoulder seam. The sleeve, it's all up to your neck, as opposed to a set-in sleeve. And so I remember kind of a funny story, completely, you guys probably don't care, but when this pattern first came up, I had just learned how to do a bicep adjustment for a regular set-in sleeve. So my comment was, I didn't even know what a raglan sleeve was, first off. But again, they were patient with me. So my comment was, how do I adjust it just like a regular set-in sleeve? Like, I hadn't even printed the pattern yet, so I'm sure they were rolling their eyes at me. It's fine. We made it through. I learned how to do a raglan sleeve adjustment. But that's just kind of a funny story that doesn't even apply to this, but it's okay. So the reason I picked this pattern is because I absolutely love raglans. And the reason I love them is because it gives me the option to color block. If you're not familiar with me, I love color blocking. I will mix my patterns. I'm not scared of it. I did a month-long series on my regular blog, which I can link below, about mixing and matching patterns and how to do that effectively, so you really do get a nice outcome. But this will give me the option to color block, which I love. This pattern takes a couple yards. I want to show you the fabric that I am kind of loving for a Reagan dress. First off, this is a double brushed poly. I love a floral print. Like, I really love floral prints. As you can see, I'm wearing them. Actually, one of my clients a couple years ago, I worked with them like every single day for a couple months, and they specifically asked me if I own any clothes that don't have flowers on them. So I really didn't. So like, it became like the ongoing joke every day. What kind of flowers will Sequoia be wearing? It happens. I like flowers. So I love this pattern, this fabric. I actually got this free doing a pattern test. The first Ellie and Mac pattern test I did of the year, they gave away a free, they did like a drawing for everyone who had signed up. And I was one of the lucky winners. So I got a couple yards of this, which would be perfect. And then, of course, because I love to color block, I had this stripe. The mustard is like the coordinating common denominator. I guess the mustard and like the cream. But I thought these stripes would be beautiful for the sleeves. I love stripes. Stripes and florals, kind of my thing, guys. You'll see. So I like these two together for a raglan dress. That dress comes, it's about knee length. And I actually think I might make it a little bit longer. I've recently gotten really into wearing dresses to work, but I do prefer them longer. So if that happens to be the dress I make for my Frugal Frocks 2021, I will do a little video to show you how I've lengthened and adjusted that pattern to be longer than knee length. But I really love it. It's a great pattern. So the second option I have is a new to me company. I had never actually heard of Peppermint Magazine. I asked in one of my favorite sewing groups on Facebook, where are you guys finding your plus size free patterns outside of the normal PDF companies that I'm aware of? And so many people commented Peppermint Magazine. So I had never heard of them. It's actually called Peppermint Magazine, but it's online. I'm not sure if they have a magazine. I'm really not aware, but peppermintmag.com is where you can find them. And they have a pretty good selection of patterns, well worth checking out. I picked the Barden dress, and that may or may not be how you say it, but it's a cute little tank dress with a tiered skirt portion, bust darts. Really liked it. Summer's coming, hopefully, here in Ohio. And I really like wearing tank dresses. I like tank tops, period, honestly. I really like layering my garments. So I thought this was super cute. Just gathered tiers. Easy pattern, but it is designed for wovens. Surprise, surprise. Wovens. It made the list, though. I really liked it. It was inclusive up to a 56-inch hip, which is awesome. They suggested lightweight to medium weight fabrics with a good drape. So they suggested wash linen, double gauze, crepe, rayon viscose. Pretty good selection. Your lightweight drapey things, which probably if you're making a tank dress, you plan on wearing it this summer. So you kind of want lightweight. But I have this like magenta on pink, kind of wild, fun geometric print. I picked this up at Joann's a few months ago. It was in that red dot clearance stuff, or purple dot, or whatever it is. But it's like panels. I didn't realize until the lady was cutting it that the print is in panels. And I was like, I wasn't crazy about the panel idea. But like, I hate to complain, which is terrible. So as the lady's cutting it, I'm like, should I say something? Should I not say something? But anyways, I bought the fabric and because I really like the color and it feels nice. Honestly, I'm not even sure what it is. It might be a crepe. It sort of feels like a crepe, but I could be totally wrong. Again, I'm not super familiar with wovens, but obviously you have to wrestle with this one. So fun. I love the color. I like the texture. And I picked that for the Barden dress. And again, I've never sewn anything from them. So new to me company, but they seem well worth checking out. A lot of people suggested them. They had a lot of fun options. So they might be my pick. We're all going to be surprised because I haven't like totally decided what I'm doing. So stick around. My reveal, everyone's reveal. Everyone will reveal their dress on Instagram on March 31st, the last day of the month. And just use the hashtags I'm going to list below. Obviously tag me because I want to see what you're making. Tag Frugal Frocks 2021. The Ruan and Sam, tag both of them. I'm going to put their Instagrams below. But that way you can be entered into the drawings, and they've rounded up tons of prizes, which is awesome. My third pattern choice is Mood Fabrics, which we know from Project Runway, located in New York. I'll probably never personally walk in their doors simply because I'm so far away, but if you check out their online website, they have tons of patterns, which I guess I kind of knew this, just I'd heard some people mention them, or I sewed a mood pattern, but their mood patterns, a lot of them are inclusive through size 30, which is what their website says, but the several that I looked at, it's like size 28 and 30 are the same pattern, so you're going to have to kind of look and measure. Some interesting things that I found out about mood patterns is they don't really include like a finished size chart. I looked at maybe about 6 or 8 patterns. And they don't give you like finished measurements. The actual pattern that you download from the website, they just send you a link, and then you click the link and then you can get the pattern. It's not a straight download, and it doesn't include directions, which as a new sewist, I think that would be incredibly difficult. It's kind of like go read this blog post and they'll kind of walk you through it, but they're not like step-by-step, hold your hand kind of directions that I appreciate. Even though I do know how to sew, I'm not very good at wovens, and that's kind of been a thing that I want to work on this year. But I found some of their directions, well, obviously their directions, because it's not really directions. It's a blog post and everyone looks beautiful, but not very detailed, so it'd be difficult for a new sewist. That being said, if you have some experience, I don't think you'll have any trouble. Another thing that kind of bothered me about the Mood website is all of those blog posts with your directions is smaller size, even though their patterns are inclusive to size 30. It makes me very nervous that none of their models or bloggers look to be more than like average size, like 14, 16. There was no one at the high end of the plus size range, which is a little discouraging to me. Even though they include the sizes on their charts, like, I don't know how well they're tested, because there's literally 0 photos of anyone but the blogger. So I feel a little bit kind of not super awesome about it. But I'm willing to give it a try simply because they have hundreds of patterns. I would definitely make a mock-up of whatever I'm going to sew, and I do suggest that anytime you're trying a new pattern. Make a mock-up, use some less expensive, similar weight fabric that you plan to use for your final, but just, it's worth the effort, especially with a new company or a new design, anything woven in my book. But yeah, mock-ups are important. So I'm not sure that I'm 100% sold on busting out a mood dress like to finish this in like 2 weeks, simply because I would want to take my time to do a mock-up and adjustments, and maybe if I have trouble it would take me a little while. But I think in the future I definitely plan to try some of those patterns. I picked out tons that I really liked, and this one, it's called the Yarrow dress. Here's a look at it. I love this neckline, this high collar gathered neckline. Not so much a fan of these sleeve ruffles, because I don't like sleeve ruffles. I don't know. I don't understand how you keep them from getting like wet every time you wash it. And this could be completely my fail as a human, but if I wash my hands and my sleeves are down there, they get wet. Like if I'm eating food, like this is going to be in my soup. So I don't know at what point I become adult enough not to get my sleeve in my food, but these would be torture for me. Aside from those sleeves, I love this pattern. So it's absolutely on the possibility list. The Yarrow dress is a knit dress, which floored me. I was so excited to see it was a knit dress. I feel so much more confident in knits. Lightweight, and it is inclusive through a 63-inch hip. That being said, I have no clue what the finished measurement is, because the website doesn't tell you all those important informations. But I feel this is a very real possibility to me. It has a back seam through all the layers, which means it's not going to be like a complete fabric hog. Although I suspect with all those gathering and tiers, it's going to use a lot of fabric. I really didn't look. Actually, I probably did look and didn't write it on here, but I like this. The Yarrow is pretty. I definitely hope to give it a try. And it, again, is a lightweight knit, which I have this fun fabric. I also recently just purchased this at Joann's. It was on the, they do the like color dot clearance, and I bought like half a bowl, seriously. But it's so pretty. And this is a stretch chiffon, which usually I think chiffon is probably normally not stretch, so I think this will definitely meet the needs of my lightweight knit. But I absolutely love the way it feels. It has beautiful drape, really pretty colors, but I think it's just such a classy looking print, and I think it'd be beautiful in that high neck gathered Yarrow dress. So this one, also a definite possibility. This is the Portia party dress. The Portia party dress is a free download that comes in a knee length, and if you can see from the photos, you can close the back up a little bit, or you can leave it all the way open till the skirt. It's completely up to you and your preference. But Rebecca Page offers a free, they make a free like party holiday dress every year. They release a new one. Give you the super simple instructions, like if you know how to garment sew, you know, not detailed, but they also include step-by-step photos, hold your hand, walk you through it in their tutorials, and it's wonderful. I worked as a tester for Rebecca Page for several years. I was a pre-tester for, I don't know, 2 years. Top-notch patterns. Highly recommend them, and seriously, tons of free patterns. So if you haven't checked them out, definitely stop over and give them a chance. This pattern is also drafted for knits, if knits are your thing. But if you prefer wovens, you can buy the full length pattern of this style, which includes multiple lengths. This free one is just the knee length. The full pattern includes multiple sleeves, longer length, and it includes the woven option, which doesn't come as part of the free pattern. A lot of their patterns have options for woven or knit, which is great because that just takes such a basic pattern and can make it so much more. Like you could have like your spring walk in the park dress, or you can wear that same dress in a different fabric to like a spring formal. Highly versatile patterns, well worth checking out. Absolutely top-notch professional quality. So this pattern in the knit, I have this beautiful, it's a stretch velvet. Love the colors, love the texture. I only recently made a couple garments with stretch velvet, which is why I have this on hand, is because I thought I was going to use this one and ended up using something else. But I love the floral, of course. I think pretty much almost everything I've shown you has been floral. But these colors are great. What I've learned about working with the stretch velvet is make sure your nap, which is when you rub your hand, if it feels smooth, that should go down your body. If you rub it and it's like not rough but resists your hand, that is the nap. And you want to make sure they always go the same. So rough nap should be if you brush up, smooth nap if you brush down. But you always want to keep those consistent in your pattern, because the light will hit it differently, and you will be able to tell from a distance like what is going on with their fabric, because your nap's going different ways. So that's like velvets, corduroys, several different fabrics have that. But again, that's the Portia party dress from Rebecca Page. My final option is the Laundry Day Tee from Love Notions. Probably if you're in the Facebook PDF world, you know about the Laundry Day Tee. It's kind of a big deal. Like, a lot of people are into it. And I think I might have like 3, maybe 4 different Laundry Day Tees. But it includes a top, a tunic, and dress length options, which is awesome. They're inclusive through a 5X, which is, I made notes, 59.5-inch hip. That's awesome. They include a full bust adjustment with all their patterns. This particular style comes sleeveless or with, I want to tell you right, 3 necklines. The rounded scoop neck, the V-neck, and a cow neck, and 5 different sleeves, like the tank top, the short, the elbow, 3/4, and long. This pattern is for knits, which makes me very happy because I love knit fabrics. But the Laundry Day Tee, again, this is another one where it's listed on the website for a price, but if you join their Facebook group, you can get the code to download it for free. I have been a tester at Love Notions since they went to the higher size chart, the larger up to the 5X. They extended from a 3X to a 5X maybe, I don't know, a year and a half or so ago, and I've been on their tester team, and now I'm on the brand ambassador team because I love them. I love the stuff they're doing over there. Full bust adjustments on all updated patterns, which is amazing. Just really enjoy their products. So I highly recommend the Laundry Day Tee. And I chose this fun, not quite floral, I'm out of my comfort zone, but geometric. This is striped geometric, and I think the stripes go vertically, but let me investigate a little further. So nope, stripes are going horizontal, so it goes this way, but really fun. This is most likely an ITY fabric, interlock twist yarn. I picked this up. Walmart's been doing these awesome little bundles. They come rolled up. I think this is 3 yards, and I think it was like $8, which is amazing. Those are all of my potential projects for Frugal Frocks 2021, and I'm really excited about this challenge. I hope that by watching my video, as well as all the others in this series, you've gotten a great idea and also want to participate. All you need to do is upload your video to Instagram on March 31st, and be sure to tag Frugal Frocks 2021, Frugalissima, as well as the Yorkshire Sew Girl to be entered to win prizes. But I also want you to tag me at Sequoia Sews, just because I want to see what you're making. So if you've had fun watching this video or would like to see what else I'm making, be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons below so you get a notification whenever I upload a new video. Until then, I hope you have an awesome day and sew something amazing.